Well, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to have some fun with PTO shafts. So I'm just getting myself set up here, getting myself a baseline of lifting the blower off the ground. What I'm going for is having approximately the equal height between the PTO shaft on my tractor and the PTO shaft on my blower. So this is going to give me a basic reference spot from which to start. All right, now I am measuring the actual PTO shaft, so straight line, and I've got myself a nice little measurement. All right, let me just explain this here. So I've set my PTO shafts to the same height. That's just something I do, part of my process here, and I'm measuring the length from lock tab to lock tab, so from the tractor lock tab to the PTO on the blower lock tab, and I have a measurement of 33 inches. So to me, that means that my PTO shaft can be no longer than 33 inches when I cut it. Now measuring the PTO shaft, I have a total length from lock pin to lock pin of 35 inches. So I definitely do need to cut the shaft, it's too long. Removing the cover here is not, you don't have to remove it. I just find it better, does a nicer job. You can cut it without removing it. Nice. I got to figure out how much I need to cut off here. So my total length originally for the shaft was 35 inches. Yeah, 35. Every shaft is going to be different, so you got to take the time to measure. I measured on my tractor with the PTO shafts from the tractor and the blower at the same length, and I had 33 inches. Now this isn't going to be the shortest length, so we got to give ourselves a fudge factor. So I'm going to go plus 2 inches for that. So that means if I do the complicated math here, I need to cut my shaft down to no longer than 30 inches. So basically 30 minus 5, I need to cut 5 inches from here to here. 5 inches need to be removed from the shaft. Now that needs to be removed on both shafts, because if not, what's going to happen is one is going to be shorter, the other one will be original length, and you're still going to push your PTO shaft right into your transmission. I'm just cutting this off with the grinder. It doesn't have to be perfect. These cuts will be hidden away if you have your pride involved or something like that. But I'm pretty good with it, getting a straight cut, and it'll be good enough for what I'm using. So now I'm doing the same thing. I'm removing another 5 inches. Ooh, sorry for the shaky camera there. Removing another 5 inches from the other section of the PTO shaft so that I can maintain my total minimum length. A little surface cleanup on the outside of the internal shaft, and also take the file, clean off any burrs or any debris on the internal shaft. We'll make it slide on perfectly well, and there we go. She goes in as if nothing ever happened. For the plastic part, to save time, what I do is I put the two pieces in together, keeping in mind that I want to keep the pieces that have the holes for the locking tab together. I just measure, so I had 5 inches originally. I want to make the plastic a bit shorter, so I cut about an inch extra, so I'm at about 6 inches. And then I grab the grinder and I cut off both pieces together just to save time. You could cut them individually, but this saves time. Putting the cover back on, always fun, so lining it up, lining the holes, and then putting the tabs in. Bit of a tedious job, but it needs to be done. And now the moment of truth, so my shaft is in all the way, and you can see by the measurement, I'm right between 29 and 30 inches. Now it's time to test my work. So I've got the PTO shaft in, I'm slowly raising the blower, and I'm checking the line on the plastic cover to make sure that I'm still in the safe zone and I'm not causing any pushing factor on the PTO shaft to go into the transmission. So what exactly is going on here? I mean, it kind of goes a little bit counterintuitive. We've got our PTO shaft here at the same length, and we all learned in school that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So theoretically, this should be the shortest spot. Problem is that the PTO shaft, the anchor point on the tractor, is higher than the pivot point of the 3-point hitch. And this is very different. It's different on every tractor. So basically, the shortest point is going to be somewhere close to the top, if not at the top. So that's why you got to give yourself a fudge factor. And also I gave myself a little bit of space because I've got the blower hooked up to my quick hitch right now. So if ever I decide to hook it up straight, I should still be okay. My distance should be, it'll be close, but it should still be okay. So as you can see here, when I've got my PTO shaft installed, I still have a bit of room. This is where my measurement was. Now the shaft cover is shorter than the shafts themselves, so I basically have myself my 2 inches of play for the steel because the cover is shorter. And what happens when I move it up and down? It's got lots of room. Now the ultimate test, I've got the shaft in the shortest position all the way up, and I still have enough room to disconnect and reconnect the shaft. So that's good, happy with that. So I hope this was informative for you, and I wish everybody a great day. See you on the next one.